All right, so tonight we are diving deep into the source material from one single, absolutely chaotic night in Portland. This is a story about a team of allied vampires, a coterie as they call it, and how they get pushed right to the edge by a perfect storm of paranoia, outside pressure, and ultimately their own internal collapse.
And really, this quote from Zane, one of the members of our little group, just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sets the tone. We're not starting at the beginning of their troubles. Oh no, we are dropping right into the middle of a disaster that's been brewing for a while. And trust me, it's about to get so much worse.
So where does our story begin? At a party, of course. But this is no ordinary get-together. We're at a very exclusive, very high society vampire gala. And you can just feel the tension in the air. It's thick, it's palpable, and this is all before the real drama even kicks off.
So let's look at the crew we're dealing with. You've got all the classic archetypes, right? You have the Undertaker, who's the muscle, the protector. You've got Stefan, the brains of the operation. Zane is your wild card, the artist. Joshua is the scholar, the one who knows the rules. And then there's Matt, the rookie, who's just trying to keep his head above water. It's a team that looks good on paper, but their very different personalities are about to create some serious fireworks.
And boom, we see the first cracks forming almost right away. Stefan, the strategist, is so on edge about what Zane, the artist, might do that he literally has to physically hold him back and make him promise not to cause a scene. This tells you everything you need to know. This is not a team that runs on trust. It's an alliance held together with duct tape and a prayer.
And just when you think things can't get any more tense, an outside force makes it worse. The city's vampire leadership, the bigwigs, all get called away for some secret urgent meeting. Instantly, paranoia just shoots through the roof for our little group. Are they the ones being voted on? Are they about to be excommunicated? Or worse? In this world, you always have to assume the worst.
Okay, so the pressure from the outside is building. Now let's watch how those tiny little cracks on the inside start to split wide open. And then things just get weird. A strange tremor, maybe supernatural, who knows, shakes the entire building. But here's the thing, not everyone feels it. The newcomer, Matt, gets so thrown off that he literally faceplants on the grand staircase. It draws a ton of unwanted eyes right to them at the exact moment they want to be invisible. It's just this little bit of chaos that makes them feel even more exposed.
And this is where things get personal. The Undertaker decides now is the perfect time to confront an old rival, Guapo, about a past tragedy, the execution of one of their former teammates. And Guapo's response? It is just dripping with pure, nasty condescension. It's this raw, public airing of old wounds that just screams weakness to everyone watching.
You know, the tense party, the old rivalries, the paranoia? Believe it or not, that was all just the appetizer. Because everything that's been simmering under the surface is about to boil over and explode into an all-out war. All thanks to one single, terrifying announcement.
And there it is, the prince of the city, the absolute ruler, makes it official, a blood hunt. This isn't a debate. It's a direct order that throws every single vampire in Portland into a state of war. The party is officially and violently over.
Now let's be crystal clear about what a blood hunt actually is. This is not some simple warrant for an arrest. This is a medieval tradition. It is a license, a green light, for any vampire to hunt down and destroy the target, in this case an entire clan of vampires, with zero consequences. It's basically a state-sanctioned genocide.
So who's the target of the citywide death sentence? The Nosferatu, a clan known for skulking in sewers and trading secrets. And what a coincidence, this is the exact clan that our coterie just had a very violent run-in with. So all of a sudden, this citywide war has become their war, whether they like it or not.
So, you'd think that faced with a massive existential crisis, the team would pull together, right? Wrong. Absolutely not. Instead, they immediately start fighting, and the whole fragile alliance just shatters right when they need it the most.
The group just splits right down the middle. On one side, you have the Undertaker, who's running purely on emotion and rage. He wants to charge headfirst into the sewers right now to get answers. But on the other side, you have Stefan and Zane, the pragmatists, basically screaming, "Are you crazy? We can't run into a war zone with no plan and no resources." They want to secure their territory first. It's head versus heart, and neither side is backing down.
And of course, the argument gets ugly.
Fast. Stefan hits below the belt, bringing up their recently killed teammate and pretty much accusing The Undertaker of making the same reckless moves that got their friend killed. He's using their shared grief as a weapon, and it is brutal. Even Joshua, the quiet scholar, the voice of reason, is desperately trying to make them see sense. He's warning them, hey, the Nosferatu are like a cornered animal right now. If you walk into their home, they will tear you apart. But no one's listening. The lines have been drawn, and reason has left the building. So they all pile into their Escalade, but the fight is far from over. Now it's just trapped in this small claustrophobic metal box with them. You can just imagine it. Driving through the dark, rainy streets of Portland, a car full of supposed allies who are now way angrier at each other than at the enemies waiting for them outside.
And then, the final collapse. This is how a team dies. One by one, they demand to be dropped off at their own separate safe houses. First Matt, the rookie, he's had enough. Then Joshua, the scholar. Then Zane, the artist. And finally, the Undertaker himself. They physically splinter off into the night until there's no one left. The team is completely and totally broken.
Which leaves us with this terrifying question. And really, the big takeaway from all this, the thing to remember, is that when a team faces a massive crisis, the biggest threat isn't always the enemy at the gates. Sometimes, the pressure just exposes the cracks that were there all along. And the real danger, the one that will actually get you killed, is the collapse from within.